Welcome, homeowners. Let's talk about the maintenance you should do periodically on your chainsaw. I'm sure arborists can do this in their sleep. This cut is almost the entire 20-inch bar. This is the sighting line that tells you where your notch is pointed. The Greenworks commercial saw can't be accessed through the consumer site. Interesting marketing choice. Better to search on Greenworks 82CS34-4DP 4 amp hour or Greenworks OPTIMUS OCS 800-C5DP-28, presumably the 5.5 amp hour battery. A 4 amp hour battery and 7.2 amp hour battery are also available. My experience, get the biggest one you can. The website states higher horsepower for the larger batteries. You may have to order the 7.2 amp hour battery separately. Fill up with bar oil. I top it off every battery charge. The flip up lid seems a bit flimsy. Don't over tighten it. There are 3 available batteries, a 2.5 amp hour, a 4 amp hour, and a 6 amp hour. The 6 amp hour is breathtakingly expensive, but it works best. The overcurrent limiter stops the chainsaw as the battery runs down. I've never run a battery to 0. It keeps hitting the limiter. This is obnoxious with the 2.5 amp hour battery. It's acceptable with the stock 4 amp hour battery and reasonable with the 6 amp hour battery. The 2.5 and 4 amp hour batteries have charge displays of 0 to 100%. The 6 amp hour battery has a charge display of 4 bars. The dual charger can charge 2 batteries at once. The overcurrent protection is annoying, but not a showstopper. You get better at avoiding it with experience. Orange or citrus cleaner and Maxima 78920 SC1 high gloss coating. When I was 16 working on my motorcycle, because I couldn't afford a mechanic, I noticed the majority of my time was spent cleaning and lubing. I'm now collecting Social Security and nothing has changed. Orange cleaner is good at removing sticky gunk with a cotton terry cloth towel. SC1 is used on expensive motocross bikes to keep dirt and mud from sticking and making them heavier. SC1 is used to keep the fan palm sticky pulp from clogging up under the sprocket cover and impairing the flow of bar oil. Every little bit helps. It's pleasantly shiny. Screwdriver wrench, squinch, is used to loosen the captive sprocket cover nuts. Fan palms really generate sticky, gummy wood chips. Some hardwoods cause buildup more slowly. Scrape, clean, polish. Unscrew the tension pin all the way and remove the bar and chain. Clean the bar. Make sure the sprocket cover, bolt holes, and the tension pin holes are clear. Chainsaw groove cleaner pick. If you are in the woods, you can use the screwdriver end of the squinch. Better than nothing. Oil drain pan. As necessary, clean the chain with kerosene and a parts brush, both sides of the chain. A couple ounces of kerosene will evaporate in minutes. The chainsaw has a super annoying sprocket lock. You can't file the chain on the saw or find the tight spots. There's a huge chain brake handle to lock the sprocket. Bar oil pumped out to lubricate the chain. This is why we want under the sprocket cover to be clean. Even the manual recommends filing the chain in a vise. Chain has a .325 pitch. It uses a 5/32 4mm round file. I couldn't find a 2-in-1 steel STIHL file that did this, so I bought a .325 pitch file and replaced the files with 4mm ones. I already had these because my 18-inch Greenworks chainsaw used them. It's still running fine after 5 years. The file only opens at one end, so you may need to try both ends. Small needle nose pliers really help. You can use a paint pen to mark the chain so that you know when you have filed all the teeth. Or you can find the two links that are both set to the same side. A simple file can be used with great skill. It is difficult to sharpen the chisel without slipping off. The steel file works great. I used it for a year. The 2-in-1 steel file is my favorite. It files the depth guides as well as sharpens the teeth. I still file down the depth guides every second or third filing with a separate flat file. 2-in-1 file. File on the forward stroke. Avoid contact on the back stroke. The 30-degree angle marks are quite useful. You may have to flip the file over or end to end to orient the 30-degree marks. The angled handles are a good clue. Chisel, depth guide, gullet. You want to get the chisel nice and sharp. The depth guide on the bottom is always closer to the sprocket than the tooth. Yes, you can put the chain on backwards. The chain tensioner pin goes through the bar hole. You need to get the chain drive links in the sprocket holes. It is easy to miss. I put the chain on first and put the tensioner pin through the hole second. It only takes 10 seconds, but you can fiddle around for 10 minutes before it lines up. All my viewers are smart and nimble. Use the squinch to tighten up the chain tension. You can't final tighten the cover bolts until the chain is correctly tensioned. The chain should have a little play and feel greasy. The driver links of a correctly tensioned worm chain will hang approximately 1/16 of an inch out of the bar groove. I forgot to file the depth guides on the vise, so I'll do one here. Use the flat end of the file to see if the depth guide is sticking out of the gauge. The smooth file takes a long time to file down. I use a bastard file. Coarse file is a little much. I'll round off the depth guide with the smooth file.